Hello and a very warm welcome from all of us here at RWG Publishing. If you've ever held a book in your hands and had that little spark of a thought, hey, I could do this, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're jumping into Bill Vincent's amazing guide, Write, Edit, Publish. Seriously, think of this as your personal map for the incredible, epic quest that is becoming an author. So let's get started. I mean, it's a dream so many of us have, right? To see your name on the cover of a book, to share your story with the world. But for a lot of people, that dream feels, well, a million miles away. It feels like it's shrouded in this thick fog of confusing terms and gatekeepers and processes that just seem impossible to navigate. Well, I've got some good news for you. That fog is finally lifting, and the path forward is clearer than it has ever been before. And to show you just how clear that path can be, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the mindset every modern author needs. Then we'll tackle that dreaded blank page. After that, we'll talk about perfecting your work with an essential second look, help you choose your publishing path, and then finally, we'll get into the true power you hold as a writer. Okay, so our quest kicks off by understanding a really fundamental shift. For the longest time, the world of publishing felt like this exclusive, secret club. You had to know the right person, get a lucky break, or just kind of stumble around in the dark hoping for the best. Well, guess what? Those days are over. The big idea here is that clarity is finally within reach. Where authors used to have to figure everything out on their own, today there's just a mountain of information out there. So the whole point of this guide and our goal right now is to help you cut through all that noise and get rid of that lingering mystery for good. So, with that new mindset, it is time to face the first great dragon every single writer must slay, the blank page. This is it. This is the moment of truth, where that amazing idea in your head has to actually become words on a screen. And let's be honest, for so many of us, it is the most intimidating part of the entire journey. If you find the act of writing to be a real struggle, you are in very good company. Bill Vincent just hits the nail on the head with this feeling. The author Stephen Pressfield gave it a name, resistance. It's that nagging urge to do literally anything else. Check email, do laundry, stare at the wall, instead of writing. It's a real, powerful force, and just being able to name it is the first step to beating it. A huge piece of that resistance, of course, comes from the fear of being criticized. But Vincent argues that the word rejection is, well, it's just wrong. It feels so final, so personal. But a no from an agent or a publisher isn't a final judgment on your talent. It's a subjective market evaluation. It's one person's opinion. Internalizing this one simple shift in thinking can honestly change everything. So how do we actually push through that resistance and get the words down? The guide gives us 3 fantastic principles. First, write to understand. It turns out our brains actually hold on to information better when we build a deep structure for it by writing it out. Second, start seeing research not as some separate chore, but as a core part of the writing itself. All your life experiences, that's your research, and it's what gives your work its soul. And third, aim for what's called an invisible style. Writing so smooth and immersive that the reader forgets they're even reading. Okay, you did it. You conquered resistance, you slayed the dragon, and you filled the pages. You're done, right? Not even close. Now comes one of the most crucial stages of the entire process, editing. And I'm going to give you some tough love here. You cannot and you absolutely shouldn't do it all by yourself. So why can't you just edit your own work? It's simple. You'll always know what you meant to say. Your brain will automatically fill in the gaps that a reader can't. That's why you need a professional editor. They bring fresh eyes, and they attack the manuscript in 2 key stages. The first edit, structural, the big picture stuff. Does the story work? Is the pacing off? Then comes the second, line-by-line edit. This is the fine-tooth comb, hunting down every typo and grammar mistake. Both are absolutely, positively essential. Think of the relationship with your editor as a true partnership. Their job is to elevate your book, not to rewrite it in their own voice. This means you need to have clear expectations, and they need to have a light touch that respects your unique style. Now, it can be tough to take criticism for sure, but remember this. A great editor can be the secret ingredient that transforms a good story into a truly unforgettable book. We're covering a lot of ground pretty quickly here, and if these ideas are really clicking for you, there is so much more depth waiting in the source material. We've dropped a direct link to Bill Vincent's complete guide, Write, Edit, Publish, right in the description for you, so when you're ready to really dive in, it's right there. All right, your manuscript is written, it's edited, it is polished to a brilliant shine. Now you've arrived at a huge crossroads. In today's world, you have real choices about how to get your book out there, so we're going to take a look at the two main paths available to you. Now, this is really important. There's no single best path. There's only the best path for you. On one hand, traditional publishing offers a ton of expertise and distribution muscle, but you often sign away more control. On the other hand, with self-publishing, you keep all the rights, but you also become the CEO of your own book. The guide really stresses that neither path is a golden ticket. What truly matters is what you do after the book is published.
So, how should you even think about marketing? Well, Bill Vincent uses a really surprising analogy here: Ronald Reagan's political campaigns. Think about it. Politicians don't just hope you'll remember to vote for them. They are constantly directly asking for your vote. Authors need to do the same thing. You can't just put a book out there and cross your fingers. You or your publisher have to tell people about it, directly and clearly.
And the way you do that is by building your author platform. It sounds intimidating, but it's simple. It's your network of readers, people who know you, who trust your work, and who are excited to buy your next book. The guide makes it crystal clear. This isn't some optional extra. Managing and growing your platform is now a fundamental part of a modern writer's job. So we've gone through all the practical steps, all the how-tos, but this whole incredible journey really ends with the most important question of all: why? What is the true power, the deep responsibility that comes with being an author? Wow. This quote from the book's conclusion it really captures the incredible weight of the written word. You can give someone a temporary escape from their life, or you can give them an idea that stays with them for the rest of their lives, a manacle for forever. That is the immense privilege of what authors do. And that leads us to the ultimate takeaway. Every single story that gets published becomes a piece of our collective history. It's a snapshot of the present, preserved for the future. So by simply doing the work, by writing, editing, and publishing your story, you are, in a very real and tangible way, changing the future. Look, the author's journey is a long one, and it definitely has its challenges, but it absolutely does not have to be a mystery anymore. We've walked through the main stages today, and if you're feeling that fire, if you're ready to take the next step, you can get the complete, detailed roadmap with Write, Edit, Publish by Bill Vincent. The Amazon link is waiting for you right down there in the description. So we end with this one simple question, because right now inside of you, there is a story, an idea, a point of view that nobody else on this planet has. Your life has given you a unique treasure trove of experiences that could entertain someone or inform them or inspire them. The world needs your story. The only question left is, are you ready to write it? Thank you for listening to the Deep Dive Podcast.